at the right time. Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint's special earnings coverage on 3Q with the BQ. I'm Darshan Mehta. Muthoot Capital has reported a 48% rise in its December quarter profits, with the asset quality witnessing a marginal uptick. To help us decode the earnings of the quarter gone by in further detail, joining us now is Chief Financial Officer Vinodkumar M Panicker. Thank you so much for joining us, Vinod. First of all, if you're looking at the numbers, your results appear encouraging, especially in the backdrop of the liquidity crisis and the liquidity crisis in the NBFC space and the Kerala flood. What are the key reasons for the growth that you've shown in the NII this time around?
Good morning, Darshan. Thanks for having me on your call, on your show. And I would want to tell you that this quarter we had a total disbursement of about 502 crores. We could have possibly done more, but then, like you rightly said, that because of the issues plaguing the NBFC sector, we decided to go slow, saying that no, God forbid a liquidity issue comes up, what do we do? And that was one of the prime reasons for us to go a bit slow. While Kerala floods or the aftermath of that had its impact because the Q3 of the current year was not as great as the Q3 that we had last year. But I would say all in all, it's not only the current quarter disbursement which helps us, but then the total AUM is what helps us. And therefore, maybe in our line of business, if one quarter goes bad or one quarter is rather, I would say, not a great one, we should not too much bother about it, because the overall AUM takes care of the top line, it takes care of the revenues, and therefore it takes off the net interest income. We are grateful to the lenders, because while the overall cost has been going up in the sector or across all the companies, we have not been impacted significantly. In fact, from 9.4%, the overall cost has gone up to 9.72%, which is reasonable. All in all, these are the things which actually helped us in ensuring that the net interest income remained stable, or it had a small, in absolute terms, a reasonably large increase compared to the same quarter last year, and actually some bit of increase in the versus the immediately preceding quarter.
Vinod, how is the trajectory of provisioning going to be for the next few quarters?
We have over the last 4-5 quarters been, I would say, providing extra. In fact, today our provisioning coverage ratio is about 43.7% versus the requirement of, let us say, about overall requirement would have been about 28%. So we have been providing more, and we had made this commitment about 5 quarters back, saying that over the next 2 years we want to have a provisioning coverage ratio in the range of 50 to 55%. So there would be, we don't see any major negative on the NPA numbers as such, but we would continue to provide additional provision, which is beyond what the statutory requirement is.
What's the way ahead of contribution of Kerala to the incremental business that's going to come ahead?
Currently, on the total loan book of about 2,596 crores, Kerala AUM is roughly about 990 crores, a few crores a year or there. So I would say that it's about 38%. We see the Kerala by itself and South by itself, the number as a percentage coming down on a quarter-on-quarter basis, while the absolute numbers would be higher than what it was in the immediately preceding quarter. That's more to do with the emphasis on geographical de-risking that we started about, the journey that we started about 3 years back by launching North and East and going all out in the West. That is where the numbers have actually, from where the numbers are coming from. In fact, in the current quarter, if numbers are anything to go by, Kerala South disbursement is about 63% and non-South is about 37%. Last year, same quarter, it was 80 versus 20. So I'm saying that as we go forward, emphasis or the reliance on South would reduce considerably, while they would still be the single largest zone. But over a period of time, we see that kind of trend, and we are happy about it.
Okay, Vinod, how do you see the asset quality pan out over the next few quarters? And I'll also add one more question, is because last time earlier you had guided for GNPAs to revert back to the 30 crore levels by March 2019. What's the situation as of now?
30 crores. No, no. What we had said, I think we had possibly spoken specifically about Kerala. And on an overall basis, last quarter we were at about 118 crores gross NPA. We are today at about 122 odd crores gross NPA. So on a overall basis, I mean, if I look purely only on the book asset, it's at about 5.7% gross, and net, because of the higher provisioning that we have done, is at about 3.23%. We expect the gross to come down to about 5% by the end of the year, and the net to be sub 3% by the end of the year. On an overall book basis, we are at about 4.8% and at a gross level, and at about 2.8% at the net level. We see numbers improving in Q4, which is normally the best quarter for disbursements as well as collections, and then the trend continuing to be what it is in Q4 going forward. It's only in Q2 because of the floods that the numbers actually went up significantly, which is not a normal trend.
Vinod, how do you see business considering the fresh regulations that surrounding the two-wheeler insurance space?
In fact, you did mention about two things which plague the industry, maybe the two-wheeler financing industry. You mentioned about Kerala specifically for us, and you also mentioned about the issues which are there in the two NBFC space. I think the third thing which actually was there was the increase in the cost, which added a bit of impact. In fact, Q3 versus Q2, if you look at the industry numbers, the numbers have actually fallen 12% from about 58 odd lakhs in Q2. It has gone to about 50.3 odd lakhs in Q3. So that has happened. I think the worst is possibly behind us, and Q4, which is normally the best quarter for the industry, things would improve, and we will be one of the biggest beneficiaries from that.
How do you see the cost of funds over the next few quarters?
See, like I said at the beginning, that the cost of funds went up from about 9.4 or to 9.7 in the current quarter. We see that stabilizing maybe another 20 bips higher, and definitely it would stabilize at that maybe till such time that it will start going down again. But not too much, but in whatever it happens, it will be sub 10.
Okay, and finally, before we go, what's the outlook for the balance of the year? How do you see the fourth quarter panning out?
Q4 will definitely be significantly better than the third quarter. Towards the end of the last quarter, we actually saw some sanctions coming in, and current year also we are seeing that kind of thing. And when that is there, we will want to ensure that we look at a much larger disbursement from a 502 crores. We are looking at seeing whether we can do over 700 odd crores in the current quarter, which should hopefully take our book to about 2950, maybe just kissing 3,000 crores kind of thing. And that should be our guidance, about 2950 AUM by the end of the quarter should be our guidance.
Okay. Many thanks for that, Vinod. Thanks so much for speaking to Bloomberg Quint and help us understand your third quarter numbers. Thanks so much. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Q3 with BQ. For more news and updates, stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint Live.